Tarot and leadership. Now, when you think of leadership, tarot might not be the thing that comes to mind, but we're going to be discussing leadership because there are many people in positions of leadership roles and power today on the world scene who may or may not be true leaders in the sense of the word. And let's see what tarot and ancient wisdom, ancient and modern really, contemporary, timeless wisdom has to say about leadership. We're going to use the Emperor Tarot card, the Emperor archetype, as our investigation in this video to find out what is a true leader. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate my work. And let's see what the Emperor has to say. Okay, so I've got some Emperor cards out here from 3 different decks. This is the Thoth deck, or the Crowley-Harris deck. This is from Ciro Marchetti's Gilded Royale Tarot. And this is from a tarot deck called The Hidden Realms by Barbara Moore. And I'm sorry, I forget the artist's name. I'll put it below if I can find that. What is a good leader? And leadership is so important right now, like I said, especially the way things are in the world. We need to find our own leadership in our own corner of the world, wherever we are. And it's got nothing to do with, quote unquote, being an alpha male or whatever. It's got to do with true leadership comes from within. It's an aura, an energy that's already there. Okay, so, and this is connecting with it. All right, so we see in the Thoth deck here, the fiery red, the Aries, this is a symbol for Aries in astrology, the ram, which is power, new beginnings, the vitality of spring, that whole vibration of spring coming in, and the fire of the element that Aries belongs to, that passion, that drive, that even aggression, but the aggression here is tempered by just even the posture of the Emperor. Okay, he's very measured and controlled. That passion is measured and controlled with wisdom and also with humility, gentleness with the lamb here, okay? As well, you've got you can see the double eagle here. This is relating to the sign of Scorpio, which relates to transformation. Okay, so the Emperor with a true leader is about transforming things in a positive way. He's holding a globe here with a Maltese cross. Okay, you don't have to know what all these symbols mean. We know even on a deeper level, even though we might not in this day and age know intellectually what all these symbols mean, they have that mysterious fascination for us, and we can even just pick it up in a way that's beyond words. But you see the globe with the cross, so it's kind of saying worldly mastery along with wisdom, same idea, okay? So wisdom, humility, passion and drive to get things done, but with a rule. With a rule, that's kind of a masculine, the scepter is kind of masculine, you could say, and this is kind of more feminine. So it's balanced. His posture is balanced. His leg is crossed. His legs are crossed here, almost like the number 4. So that's relating to mastery in the material plane. But it's coming from higher cosmic with the crown alignment. Okay? So drive and leadership, but humility and compassion, the willingness to sacrifice, again, the cross, sacrifice for the greater good, in order to do the greater good. Okay, and here in this card we see similar elements in a different way. We've got the zodiac, which is showing the alignment with the higher will, with the cosmic laws first. Then strategies and plans that are, here on the material plane in the human realm. Okay, the color white, purity, spiritual purity, the color red, passion and drive, the fire, the gold, which is creating wealth, stability, and abundance for the greatest good of all, okay? And here in this deck, it's a different kind of color tone. I'm not an expert on filters and color tones and those kinds of things, but I think this would be kind of a sepia maybe. Anyway, you can see he's, in this deck it's different, just his expression and his aura. He's obviously very serious. He's got a lot of responsibilities to a lot of people, but he cares about those people. He cares about the greatest good and the least harm at the same time. It's very complex with these Celtic knots in the background. The Celtic knots again. all these roles and duties that he has to integrate, and the responsibilities with this mantle that he's wearing on his shoulder. And he's thinking, using logic, using reason to work things out. Also, he's got his two companions, reminiscent of, if you know Odin from the Norse god pantheon, it's reminiscent of that, with the memory and thought, the two ravens that help him out. So he's got that going on as well. So basically, what we're learning and just feeling the energy of these cards is that a true leader is somebody who's, yes, got that drive, wants, has a competitive and wants to make things better, has a strategy to structure, to create stability, but for the greater good, for the benefit of all, that's in a way that's aligned with cosmic laws, as well as willing to make sacrifices if necessary for that greater good. And, humility as well, the ability to listen to counsel and look at opposing points of view, and to consider all that complexity and to work through it using measured thought and reason and strategy. Okay? So that's what tarot is saying makes a good leader. So if you think, use that for your own life. Bring those qualities into your own life. Consider them, reflect upon them. It doesn't matter if how you identify as a man or a woman or anything else. Just, it's an archetype that's universal, that we can all tap into. It is masculine energy. We are all various combinations. Everything in the world is a combination of yin and yang, or masculine and feminine. It's like a battery, the positive and the negative, to make life. We live in a world of duality. Of course, there are, opposing points of view. For example, in politics, there are the so-called Republicans or conservatives, and there are the liberals or Democrats. And so as long as there's one, there has to be the other one, because we live in a world of duality. But there is, alignment with cosmic law and what is right. Whether that's a little bit conservative or a little bit liberal is fine, but obviously extremes in any way are out of balance. And by the way, the shadow of this card, the shadow side of the Emperor card, is basically, in a nutshell, the Tyrant. The Tyrant is the shadow. All cards in tarot have a shadow side to them. But here we've been focusing on the positive qualities, and what are the positive qualities of a leader. So keep those in mind. If you're in Canada, like I am, there's an election coming up at this time. That might be something you want to consider, and try to take, as much bias out of it. Of course, we're always going to have some bias, being human, but try to see what these qualities really are. Who's really got that maturity? And that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and see you again in another video.